This is Dave Fry, ETF Digest, and let's take a look at what's going on with all this sector rotation we're seeing. Yesterday we talked about gold and hot money coming out of gold and going into U.S. equities, it appears. The same thing is happening with bonds, as this is more like sideline money that's coming out and also heading into U.S. equity. Here's a chart of IEF. It's a weekly chart of the 7 to 10-year Treasury bond ETF. We can look at a lot of bonds, but we'll lead off and just cover two right now. You can see we've had this sharp drop over this last week. The annotations in the chart include money flow, RSI, some moving averages, and two separate histogram moving averages for the MACD, which are not connected in terms of being an oscillator. Now, DeMark counts, as you see on the screen, have been inconsequential from this weekly chart view. Since early September, the market has been propped up and has gone absolutely sideways. And what did we read about the recent bank stress tests? That the largest buyers of bonds have been the banks. Probably it has something to do with the stress test because U.S. Treasuries would be good collateral for their purposes. Are they the ones selling right now? That's a good question. We may find out at some point. More interesting to speculators is always TLT and the inverse leveraged issue, TBT. Now we're looking at this weekly chart on TLT, and you can see on this 9 that we recorded also in September that since that period we have done nothing but go sideways. You've seen this sharp drop that we've had over this last week, same as we've seen with IEF. Appears as though interest rate yields have, I wouldn't say peaked. Prices for bonds have peaked and yields are coming off. The bond vigilantes or bond police can control as easily what happens with interest rates as does the Fed, which may not seem intuitive, but that is often the case. Here is a chart of TBT. It's a weekly chart, it has the same annotations on it, and you can see we've got this big spike going up. I can say only one thing about TBT. Since 2003, it's been a graveyard for speculators. So be very cautious should you decide to go against Fed policy.
This market is
stock tickers market.
Stocks have rallied this year.
We're coming into a Monday where we're getting